Okay? So to illustrate, number 20. The requirement in number 20, year 2 expense. Again, ano nga ang format natin para ma-compute ang current year expense based on the core principle? Cumulative expense end of year 2 minus yung cumulative expense at the end of year 1. So yung difference, yung catch-up adjustment, expense year 2. Okay? Now, here's the background. At the beginning of year 1, an entity grants 100 share options to each of its 200 employees. So, bawat employee, 100 options. Each grant is conditional upon the employee remaining in service over the next 3 years. The vesting period is 3 years. Grant date fair value given, 21. Again, no remeasurement. This is equity settled, share-based payment transaction. So, ito yung original estimate, okay, of the employees that will leave the company. So, originally, ang estimate out of 200, mga 60 yung aalis. And syempre, kung umalis yan, ang requirement, 3 years magstay sila, mapo-forfeit yung kanilang options. Okay? Now, second paragraph. Suppose that 15 employees leave during year 1. So ito yung actual na umalis ng year 1. Also suppose that by the end of year 1, the entity's share price has dropped. As noted earlier, one of the factors na kino-consider sa pag-determine ng fair value ng options, yung share price. Okay? So again, may pakinabang lang sa employee kapag yung share price higher than the strike price. Okay? Ang nangyari daw, nag-decrease. Okay? So, nag-decrease yung share price. So, dahil nag-decrease ang share price, ang effect niyan, magdi-decrease din ang fair value ng option. Okay? So, actually, yung options na yan, pwedeng way ng ng entity to motivate the employees. Kasi, di ba, on top of the regular salary, meron pa silang options. Okay? At kung magstay nga sila for 3 years, magamit nila yung options na yan, okay, to buy shares of the company. So, magiging owner na rin sila ng entity. So, kaya lang yun nga, may benefit sa employee yan kapag favorable na ma-exercise. Ang nangyari, nag-decrease daw yung share price. So, ang effect niyan, magdi-decrease din yung value ng options. Baka mamaya, pagdating ng exercisable na, out of the money na. So, hindi na favorable na i-exercise. So, sayang naman. So, baka ma-demoralize yung mga employees. Kaya anong ginawa ng entity para maiwasan yon? Okay? The entity reprices its share option. So, yung repricing, that is a form of modification. So, minodify siya, okay, by repricing, okay, yung options. And yung reprice share options best at the end of year 3. So, hindi na sinabi kung paano ni-reprice. Pero most likely yan, okay, ang minodify dyan yung strike price para ma-compensate yung decrease in the share price. Okay? At ito yung naging effect daw ng repricing. The entity estimates that at the date of repricing, the fair value of each of the original share options granted is 10. Notice, no? Di ba 21 yan on grant date? So, tingnan mo yung naging effect ng pag-decrease ng share price. Pag nirecompute ang fair value under the original terms, 10 na lang. So, yan yung effect ng decrease in share price. Now, yung modified daw, yung repriced share option, ang fair value niya, 13. So notice, this is a favorable modification. Kasi yung fair value ng new, higher dun sa fair value ng original. Both determined on the date of grant. So since this is a favorable modification, 13 minus 10, yung additional na 3 or yung incremental amount na 3 per option, additional expense yan. Dahil ni-reprice siya at the end of year 1, ang affected nito year 2 and year 3. Okay? So yung 21, wala na tayong gagawin dyan. Expense yan over 3 years. No remeasurement yan. Now, since the modification is favorable, yung effect ng modification na 3, additional expense over 2 years. So kaya effectively, ang total expense, 24. 21, the grant date fair value, and yung additional na 3. Kaya lang, although 24 yung total, magkaiba ng period ng pag-recognize. Yung 21, over 3 years, i-recognize. Yung additional 3, over 2 years lang. Yung remaining vesting period na lang. Okay? And of course, okay, expense lang yan kung sakaling after 3 years, nandyan pa yung employees. Eh dahil year 2 pa lang, estimate. Okay, we need to estimate kung ilan na magstay. Okay, so again, to get expense year 2, we need the cumulative expense end of year 2 and end of year 1. So end of year 2, cumulative expense. Again, that's the template. So cumulative expense, end of current year. That's year 2. Okay. So ang total, 21, okay, plus 3. Yung 21, i-allocate over 3 years. Yung additional 3, over 2 years. But first, we need to know how many will stay. Okay, let's see. Ang total employees, 200. Dahil end of year 2, meron na tayong actual data on year 1 and year 2. Year 1, 15 employees leave the company. So minus 15 in year 1. In year 2, further 10 employees leave. So ito yan. So additional 10 ng year 2. So mga actual data na ito ha. Kaya lang kung ngayon ay i-assume mo dyan, ngayon ay end of year 2, hindi pa available yung year 3. So year 3 is estimate. At ang estimate daw at the end of year 2, okay, further 10 employees will leave in year 3. So yung year 3, ang estimate, additional 10 will leave. So at the end of year 2, ang estimate, mga 165 ang magstay. And since magstay ang 165 na yan, okay, the options will vest. Meaning, those employees can exercise, okay, those options. Okay? So, cumulative expense year 2, computation, 165 employees, 100 each. At magkano yung value ng options? 21 and 3. So, bali 24. Pero yung 21, naka 2 years na, 2 over 3. Itong additional na 3, 1/2 pa lang. So, expense yung 3 over 2 years lang. Year 2 and year 3. So, this one. Okay. So, itong 165, ito yon, yung number of employees. Itong 100, ito yon, yung number of options. Yung 21, ito yon, yung grant date fair value. Expense siya over 3 years. So, second year, kaya 2 over 3. Ito namang 3, ito yon, yung effect of the repricing. Since favorable yung naging repricing or modification, additional expense siya over 2 years. Bakit over 2 years? Kasi ni-reprice end of year 1 na. Okay? So, ang affected na lang yan, year 2 and year 3. So, dahil year 2, yan, 1/2. So, kunin mo muna yung 1/2 ng 3. Then, kunin mo yung 2/3 ng 21. Get the total. Saka mo i-multiply ng 100 and 165. So, ito yung expense total for 2 years. Year 1 and 2. So, para makuha yung expense ng year 1 minus, rather ng year 2, minus natin yung cumulative expense year 1. Okay? So, wala pa ito. Yan. Kasi ito nga, year 2 entry lang. So, kaya wala tayong problem sa year 1. So, yung 21 lang ang relevant. Pero hindi 165 yung expected. So, how many will stay? So, let's see. At the end of year 1, So again, ang total ay 200. Available na yung year 1 data na 15 ang umalis. Pero syempre, kung ngayon ay end of year 1, hindi pa natin alam kung ilan ang yung actual data sa 2 and 3. Kaya yung year 2 and 3, estimate. And at the end of year 1, ito yung estimate. Mga 35 daw yung aalis in year 2 and 3. So yung 35, okay, estimate yan at the end of year 1. So at the end of year 1, ang estimate, 150 lang ang magstay. Look at the difference. So iba na yung estimate, no? Pagdating ng end of year 2. So change in estimate. So 150 times 100 each. Again, yung 21, ito yon, grant date fair value. First year, kaya 1/3. Again, ito, walang effect ito sa year 1. Ang affected nito, year 2 and year 3 only, yung remaining vesting period. Okay? So yung catch up, yan, catch up adjustment, that is the expense in year 2. Okay? So answer? Number 20, letter C. Okay. Next. Okay. So, yung mga tinatawag na conditions. Yan. So, yung market, yung service, yung performance. So, paano ba paano bang treatment sa mga conditions na yan? So, dito ang na-encounter na natin, 3 years in service, ang tawag dyan, service condition. So, paano kung merong performance aside from service? Paano kung may market condition din? So, how to deal with those? Yan. So, una muna, ano ba yung market, service, performance conditions na yan? Okay? So, number